in this video, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint that I followed to go from a person that was burnt out, overworked. I was putting in 12 hours a day in my business, not feeling very fulfilled, to becoming a business owner where I've never made more income than I have now, and I leaned into femininity in order to make that possible. So I'm going to talk through exactly how leaning into your feminine as a woman can help you in business, how it is such a competitive advantage, and how you do not have to work 12 hours a day in order to be deemed successful. So I've laid this out into a step-by-step format that you can follow because I'm huge on action and I'm huge on having action items I can follow. When I watched videos like this when I was working 12 hours a day, the only thing these feminine energy videos say, I feel like, is don't chase, attract. And I hated that concept. That made me so mad because I'm like, no, if you want to build your business, you have to chase. Like, you have to put in the work. And while I still do think that's true, that you have to put in the work, I have a completely different mindset now than I used to. And it has helped me so much. So we're going to go through the step-by-steps that you can use to go from feeling burnt out, sort of that girl boss mentality. I've never been a fan of that word, but to go from feeling like you're a burnt out girl boss, for lack of a better term, to that peaceful business owner that I kind of like viewing it like you're the queen of your own kingdom, where you're bringing in income, you're serving your clients, you're serving your people, but you're able to relax because you're living with strong boundaries. So the first thing I want to talk about is the do not chase, attract concept. So instead of viewing it like stop chasing, like, okay, if you're watching this, I know you're a productive individual that is probably someone that enjoys chasing opportunities. I'm not going to tell you to stop chasing. What I'm going to tell you is work on building something that is worth attracting in clients. So instead of focusing on how do I chase down more clients, how can I get more clients into my business, focus on how can you build a business and build something that attracts in clients. I'm going to give you a concrete example. That way this makes more sense. When I started my business and I was working 12 hours a day eating spoonfuls of peanut butter to get in enough calories because I was overworked and burnt out, I used to send 20 outbound messages to ideal clients every day, and I was chasing clients. I was sending messages like, here's how you can hire me, here's why I'm good at what I do, here's why I'm good at marketing, here's why you should hire me as your content coach. And I signed a ton of clients doing that, but I was burnt out. Now, what I've done is I've built a personal brand. So through videos like this one, I've built a personal brand where now all the clients come to me. So you'll see this in relationships and dating too. You can either be the woman that goes out and tries to chase down these guys and you try to chase and force your way into a beautiful relationship. That could work. You might land someone, but it's probably not going to be amazing, right? What is better is focus on yourself. Put your energy into your own business and people will come naturally. So pour time into what's important to you. So for example, like focus on your business. Focus on building something that is worth attraction. I like viewing it like a garden. I use this analogy all the time, but water your plants. Focus on your plants. The bumblebees, the metaphorical clients, will come. They will come. And they will come running towards you. I guess bumblebees don't run, but you get the point, right? So instead of focusing on, hey, just stop chasing. Don't stop chasing. Start building. Build that business. So if you look at your task list for today in your business, look at, okay, what can I build that's going to bring in clients? And what I would tell you is creating content is one of the best ways to build and do something you love that will attract clients because you're building that personal brand. So that's the next thing I would say. So step 2 is like build a personal brand, because when you have a personal brand, that works to attract in ideal clients. That way you don't have to chase down clients, because when you don't have a personal brand, it feels like you're always chasing. The next thing is boundaries, and I'm going to go specific on this because I know a lot of people that talk about femininity talk about boundaries, but then they just say, build boundaries. Great. What does that look like? I like to compare it to a fence, but like use your Google Calendar as the masculine energy in your business. I know that sounds a little bit hippie, but use your Google Calendar to structure in your day so that you have that structure, because if you're watching this, you're probably a type A person that likes structure and you like killing it in business and you're super successful. So use your Google Calendar and write down Zoom calls from 11 to 3 p.m. and use that as the masculine. So use the structure of a Google Calendar to keep you structured. That way you can dance between the lines. So that way great, I take 4 hours of Zoom calls a day. I focus on my content creation for this time. I serve my team from this time. But then outside of those hours, you have fun. You prioritize yourself. You prioritize things like family or friends outside of business. Because a lot of people I coach, a lot of business owners I coach that are women, they struggle with that work-life balance because they are really good at their job, but they feel like they don't spend enough time with their family or their friends. So when you structure it in your Google Calendar, you're able to, one, serve your team, serve your clients. That's amazing. But then also your family, your friends. Like, that is way more important, in my opinion, than growing a business. Like, growing a business is fun. That's amazing. And that can, provide for the family, or it can help with the friendships. But at the end of the day, like on tombstones, it never says business owner. Like, it's going to say mother or daughter or sister or friend, right? So set boundaries in your Google Calendar. That way you have the structure, you know how much work you're doing, but then you're setting off hours. So I structure in things like getting a massage on Friday, getting my hair cut. I literally called yesterday and made a hair appointment just for a relaxing activity, because I know that if I don't schedule in relaxation, it's not going to happen. So prioritize those other things that make you happy. So that's step 3 of setting those boundaries using Google Calendar. As I'm looking at this list, I'm like half blinded because I have my phone flashlight on to film this. I'm like, whoa, what am I even writing down here? So the next thing is, I think we're on step 4 now, accept help. So when I went into business the first time, like when I started my business, I would not accept help. I was like, I've got this. I'm going to do it myself. And that's really masculine energy. Like, you're going to handle it. You're going to attack this battle. You're going to do it yourself. Now, I get on fun coffee chats with different people in the industry and I accept help. I hired a mentor. That way that mentor can lead me. Because when you're being led, you're able to be in your feminine energy. So whether you hire a mentor or you meet someone for coffee, it is so much fun to know that you can accept help. You don't have to do it all yourself. You don't have to run this business just as you, especially if you're a CEO watching this and you've got a team of employees. It can feel overwhelming leading that team, because leading a huge team does veer into masculine energy, right? But it's important to find someone you look up to, find a mentor, find someone you can confide in. That way you can have more peace because you have someone you can talk to about it. So accept help, because accepting help will help you be way more peaceful. I wish I could tell my younger self this when I was working 12 hours a day. Like, hey, Maureen, you don't have to work 12 hours a day. Find yourself a mentor. Find yourself a friend you can talk to. Accept help. Accept help from employees. When an employee asks, like, hey, can I do that? Let them do that, because that's going to make your schedule easier. Maybe you're in the mindset that they can't do it as well as you. That's okay. Let them do it. They will learn. The only way that you're going to build a team that is successful is if you let them learn how to do it. And the only way they can learn how to do it is if you give them the ability to do that. And then you're able to breathe and have more time for yourself. The next thing that I find really helps me radiate feminine energy in business, and I'm not saying I'm perfect at this. This is a continual process for me, because I do feel like I love just like crushing it, action items. But the next thing I've been working on is define your vision. So figure out, where do you want to get to? Because if you don't know where you want to get to, it's going to feel overwhelming because you don't know what is the vision. So I really do think that with feminine energy, it's important to look at, where am I getting myself to? Because then you know what you will and will not let past your boundaries. So I like to view the boundaries like the fence around your garden. When you have a clear vision, you're able to say no to some people, say yes to other people, say yes to good clients, say no to other clients. So take this time, pull out a piece of paper, grab yourself a glass of water, write down, where do you want to get your business in 6 months? Where do you want to get your business in 1 year? Now work towards that, because when you have a vision, you're able to ruthlessly set boundaries that will keep your garden feeling amazing. So define your vision, because when you have a vision, that makes it way easier. The next thing is leaning into tasks you enjoy, because with the feminine energy, it is really about playfulness. It's about doing things you love. So when I first started my business, I thought, I have to be uncomfortable. The only way to be successful is to be uncomfortable, to embrace discomfort, to go hardcore. Like, I have to be one of those entrepreneurs that jumps off the side of a mountain and then takes a cold plunge and then has 55 client calls. I actually recorded a long form YouTube video on this about a realistic day in my life as a 20-year-old entrepreneur. Everyone is commenting thinking it's hilarious because like that is honestly how I thought entrepreneurship was. I thought you had to take a cold plunge. I thought you had to do a 9-hour yoga session. But what I realize now, running my business in a way that's in my feminine energy, is like lean into what you enjoy. So if you enjoy Zoom calls, take more Zoom calls. I'm not telling you in this video to not work hard. Like I'm not telling you to stop putting in work. What I wish I could tell my younger self is lean into what you enjoy, because when you lean into what you enjoy, everything gets better. So if you don't like building a website, or if you don't like that, accept help from someone or outsource it. You're a business owner watching this. You're bringing in income. Hire someone. That's the amazing thing with bringing in income, is like you can use that income to have other people do the tasks you don't like, because you're good at what you do. So focus on what you're good at and lean into that, because that's going to help you enjoy it more. So that's the next step, of lean into the tasks you enjoy and then outsource what you don't like. And then the next thing, which I know is going to sound like a Hallmark movie, but gratitude. So as a business owner, I used to think, okay, I have all these problems. Like I need to fix this. My Instagram isn't growing fast enough. I've got to grow my personal brand fast enough. I'm not making enough income. If you're watching this video, you can probably relate. You feel like there's so many problems you need to fix. Maybe your team, maybe the way you're doing your clients. There's always something you can improve. If you're an entrepreneur, you're probably built with the mindset of there's things I need to improve. Let me improve them. While that is an amazing mindset, because it's probably helped you get to this level of success, it can be a double-edged sword that you don't want to fight with forever. So leaning into gratitude when it comes to where you are currently in this stage, I like looking at it. It's a little bit Eckhart Tolle, where like the power of now, but practicing gratitude will make your life so much better. So what I do, which sounds a little bit weird, is I will literally take out a journal and I will write a full page of why am I grateful to be in this current stage of life? Why am I grateful to be here right now? Because all day long as an entrepreneur, like while I'm taking a shower, I'm thinking like, I gotta optimize my sales page. I gotta optimize that email flow. I've got to get back to that team member. Now what I'm trying to actively practice, and emphasis on actively practice, I'm not telling you to be passive. I don't think femininity is about being passive, sitting on a couch and doing nothing. It's not. I think it's about building something that's worth attracting in clients or people or relationships, right? So take out a journal and write down, why are you grateful to be at this current moment, in this current stage of your business? Because you don't always have to be focusing on the next thing, because your value doesn't come from your business success. Like it doesn't have to, right? Like you do not have to hit that next income milestone in order to be valuable. Like you've got this. Like you are, just the fact that you're watching this video, it's like I know you're the type of person that's interested in self-improvement. Like you're probably doing amazing. So I want you to keep that front and center of like, it doesn't matter if maybe you have an income dip, because you know you're the type of person that's willing to put in the work and that's willing to get it past that level. And it's like, look at your why. Why do you want to do this? Why are you in this for the long-term game? It's about the long term. It's about the vision. So practicing gratitude and taking out a notebook and writing down why you're grateful to be in today can really help you lean into your feminine energy and really practice that playful gratitude. The last thing that completely transformed the way I do my business is realizing it does not all have to happen today. You can breathe. You do not have to work 14 hours a day. Like working 5 hours a day hardcore, I find is more productive than working 12 hours a day exhausted. So I've really recently been leaning into health. Like I spend so much time in the gym now versus a couple years ago. I would be like, going to the gym, I'll go for 20 minutes, I'll do heavy cardio, like I'll do heavy workouts, I'll kill it, I'll run this much, and then I'm like, that way I can get home and work, because I thought work was the most important thing ever. But now I'm like, you know what, if I want to take a slow time in the gym, that's amazing. If I want to take a slow morning to make a smoothie, that's amazing. You do not have to move fast, because I honestly think femininity really is leaning into that slow, peaceful, gentle, nurturing mindset, right? And when your health is in check, your business will succeed. So in the beginning of the video, I talked about how now I've never made more income than I have ever, and I'm working less than I used to. And I honestly think that comes down to the fact that whatever stage I'm in, whether that's focusing on my health or my fitness or my business, I'm giving that my all, but not all my eggs are in the business basket like they used to. So you can prioritize friends, you can prioritize family, you can prioritize going on that long walk in the morning. The bonus tip I have for you guys too is looking at now, I sleep in. I love sleeping in. Today I woke up at 8 a.m. Because I run my own business, I realize I set my own hours. When you're running your own business, I think it's important to realize that you have total control. So if you don't want to work at 5 a.m., you don't have to. Or if waking up at 5 a.m. makes you happy and you think that that lights you up and that gives you that, passion, great. Wake up at 5 a.m. Or wake up at 8 a.m. You can decide. I think that's pretty amazing that it's like you can decide. So those are all the tips I have. That's exactly how I went from feeling burnt out, working 12 hours a day, eating spoonfuls of peanut butter, to getting myself to a place where my income has never been better and femininity really helped me in business. Feel free to drop any questions you have about this. I'm not going to have like a CTA in this video to be like, okay, apply to work with me, because that's not the goal of this video. The goal of this video is just like transparent coffee chat without the coffee, because I don't drink coffee. Yeah, so drop your questions in the comments. I will respond to as many of those as possible, and I hope this video helped you realize that you do not have to work 12 hours a day in order to be successful. And if anything, you're probably going to be more successful when you lean into the things you love doing, and that will help you build a business that makes you feel grounded and makes you feel gratitude, and you'll be able to serve more clients and help more people. Thanks for watching.